Now listen.
Yeah, that's different. That's a pop song.
I'm Elvis Presley.
Here is Elvis.
Welcome to the Elvis Presley special.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Elvis Presley Show.
Dear viewers, the month of October was of course entirely dedicated to Lisa Marie's book release From Here to the Great Unknown. Of course, I also have my copy over here, and I must say that I was a bit disappointed. Not about the contents, because Lisa Marie does not mince her words, but more about the size of the book. I think it's quite a thin book, and there's a lot of white space between the lines. But having said that, I'm very happy that she started with her book, otherwise we would never have heard her story. In the first week after its release, the book sold very well and it was #1 on Amazon's bestsellers list. Now something serious, because we discovered that the sexual abuse of Lisa Marie Presley by Michael Edwards has been omitted in the British version of the book, which I think is very strange to see. Before I say the magic words after which the first news item starts, I call on all Elvis fans with an Elvis tattoo. Because after the trivia segment of the video, I have a very special announcement just for you. But first, my name is Emil Meyer, you are an Elvis fan, and you are now watching the Elvis Presley News Report of November 2024! Many of the American fans were able to see the entire CBS special of Oprah Winfrey with Riley Keough on October 8. Here are some small clips for the fans outside of the USA that were unable to see it.
You decided on the title with the publisher, right?
Yes,
Why this
right.
title?
It's a funny thing because this was a song that she duetted with her father. Secondly, I think that when I was trying to figure out sort of what the book was about for me, I think having 2 family members who have passed away, a lot of that time in grief has been spent wondering about where they are. Mm-hmm. And I think that the perspective that I choose to have is that they're on to a sort of new adventure.
Great unknown.
The great unknown.
The great unknown.
Yeah.
I read that your grandmother, Priscilla, also wants to be buried here in the meditation garden that's out there. Do you think she will be?
If she would like to be, then she will be.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to have those conversations, but ultimately she'll be buried where she wants to be buried.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we put on gloves.
We put on gloves.
These are special items from... Where are all these things like archived here?
Just out in the back.
Just out in the back, yeah.
This Bible,
Yes.
I
Was his Bible? Oh, this is precious.
think it says 1957.
1957.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is Elvis's black box, which was basically like his purse.
Really? What's in here?
And he would travel with it everywhere, and we can look inside it. It was just his sort of most personal things, and nothing's been touched. So,
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Crazy.
His Amex card. His Amex card expired 5/72. Wow, that is cool.
A hair comb.
A hair comb.
Yeah.
See any hairs in there? I do think I see a hair in there.
Probably sell those for a lot.
Yeah, you could sell that for a lot right there. That hair right there. Elvis's comb. Wow. It's treasures from Elvis's black box. Wow.
In the Elvis Presley News Report of September, I announced that an upcoming Elvis documentary on Netflix was in production. This month I can tell you that the documentary is now finished and becomes available on Netflix on November 13, 2024. The title is Return of the King: The Fall and Rise of Elvis Presley. It features a lot of famous talking heads, but also the speaking voice of Elvis.
I didn't know what to do. I just felt I was obligated to things that I didn't fully believe in.
From the film trailer, I get the impression that they focused on the 68 comeback special.
902.
The 68 comeback special, it's sort of the first step towards control of his own destiny.
A show you cannot go wrong with. I am looking forward to watching the documentary on TV. From the Historic Films Archive, there is newly found footage of Elvis from January 4, 1957. On this day, Elvis visits the Kennedy Veterans Hospital in Memphis for a pre-induction physical that will determine his draft status. Apart from just a small piece, all footage is silent.
Elvis, now that you've had your physical examination, what do you think about it?
Well, it wasn't so bad.
How is this going to affect your future plans?
Well, the examination is not going to affect them at all. I mean, in other words, the draft board doesn't know either. Exactly, it's according to the amount of volunteers they have and everything.
Do you think it possible to be 2 months, 3 months?
I have no idea, sir. All I know is that whenever they call, I'm ready.
Later in the day, Elvis takes the train to New York City for his third Ed Sullivan appearance of January 6, 1957. Before I start the Elvis is Everywhere segment of the video, first some background information so you have a little bit more context about the photo which I'm going to show you. We are acquainted with this footage of Ed Sullivan talking about Elvis Presley's support for Hungary's anti-Soviet revolution in 1956. Now fast forward to 2011 when the city of Budapest decided to honor Elvis's sincere sympathy towards the short-lived uprising by naming a small park after him. With this knowledge in the back of your head, we start our journey around the world in search of Elvis in public places in a new episode of Elvis is Everywhere. This is Mark Ryu from Canada in Budapest in the Elvis Presley Park in Hungary. In the same city, Mark also found this chap. While not a picture of Elvis per se, it is clearly inspired by the Jailhouse Rock movie. The original Jailhouse Rock picture was found by Alan Beresford in the window of a burger bar in the town of Harrogate in England. Alan also sent in this photo of a shop window in Southport, England, displaying Elvis-inspired hair products. I see a pattern emerging in the photos I receive for the Elvis is Everywhere segment. It strikes me that Elvis is a very rewarding subject for hairdressers. Look, this is the front of the barbershop in Cork City, Ireland, where Patrick Geeney gets his hair cut once in a blue moon. Another example here, we have a photo of Frank Scholl during his visit to Utrecht in the Netherlands. He saw Elvis in the window of this beauty salon. We see the same Frank Scholl here on the steps of the beautiful visitor center in Biloxi. Inside there is this suede leather jacket of Elvis from 1969 on display. We stay in the USA for the next Elvis sighting. This is Tampa, Florida. Wilma Diaz made a photo of Elvis's Gibson Dove acoustic guitar at the Hard Rock Casino. But the major attraction, of course, is the 24-carat gold leaf grand piano that once belonged to Elvis. He bought it as a second-hand in 1955 for his mother. Originally it had a walnut finish, but Priscilla had the gold leaf added as a gift to Elvis for their first wedding anniversary in 1968. Klaus Butger saw Elvis twice at the Mercedes-Benz Museum in Stuttgart in Germany. These photos of Elvis are shown in the 1950s and 1960s section of the museum. I end this part of the Elvis is Everywhere segment with photos from Harald Trittner from Germany. Elvis is rocking on the roof of this cocktail bar in Protaras, Cyprus. Because I still have some contributions up my sleeve, more photos will be shown in next month's video. If you want to participate as well, then send in your photos to elvisdisco@hotmail.com and use the words Elvis is Everywhere in the topic line. Cissy Houston was one of the founding members of the Sweet Inspirations, which were hired to sing backing vocals for Elvis on his return to live performances during July and August 1969. After the first season with Elvis, she left the group to pursue a solo career. Cissy Houston became an in-demand session singer and recorded more than 600 songs in her career. Everybody in the Elvis world knows Cissy Houston's soprano voice because it is her you hear on the infamous 1969 laughing version of Are You Lonesome Tonight? Who on earth at RCA Records decided to release that song as a single in 1980 to promote the silver box set? There were so many better options to pick. Unfortunately, I have to report that Cissy Houston, the mother of singer Whitney Houston, passed away in her New Jersey home under hospice care for Alzheimer's disease. She was 91. It's trivia time, and in last month's trivia I showed you 5 song titles, and the question was, what do these 5 song titles have in common? Song of the Shrimp, Unchained Melody, Pledging My Love, Mystery Train and An American Trilogy. Well, the answer was pretty simple because the song titles are not included in the song lyrics. So initially it looked like a very difficult question, but in hindsight it was pretty simple. Everybody can participate in this month's video because it's just a matter of counting and looking closely. I am showing you a drawing of Elvis that is made up out of song titles. This drawing was made by Kim Gazenbeek of the Netherlands. She recreated a drawing which she found on the internet, and perhaps you should stop the video here so you can take a closer look. Now, all you have to do is to count the titles and to write the amount in the comment section below the video. Good luck, everybody! Now that I've touched on the topic of inking and drawings in the trivia section, I want to expand these two things into a new item that you as a viewer can participate in. I give you the opportunity to share your Elvis tattoo with the world. Therefore, send a photo of your Elvis tattoo before November 15, 2024, stating your name and country. Next month, I will show all the tattoos I have received in a segment of the December 2024 Elvis Presley News Report. Send in your contributions to elvisdisco@hotmail.com, stating Elvis tattoo for you in the topic line. Barbara Streisand initially approached Elvis Presley in person as first choice to play opposite her in the 1976 movie A Star is Born. Unfortunately, Elvis did not get the part because Tom Parker insisted that Elvis would receive top billing and an exorbitant salary. So in the end, it was Kristofferson who got the part and played it so very well that he received a Golden Globe Award for his acting. Apart from acting, Kristofferson was also a very talented singer and songwriter. Elvis recorded 3 of his compositions: Help Me Make It Through the Night, For the Good Times, and Why Me Lord. Kristofferson died on September 28, 2024, at the age of 88.
In our town, we are celebrating a moment in music history that happened decades ago right here in the Arklatex, the 70th anniversary of Elvis Presley's debut on the Louisiana Hayride.
October 16th, 1954, Elvis Presley took the stage for his first ever performance for the Louisiana Hayride at the Shreveport Memorial Auditorium.
So many things happened in this building and as a result of KWKH and its coverage area. Elvis Presley popularized rockabilly music, didn't put it out on the radio to where the world fell in love with it, and that was the cornerstone of rock and roll. So you can present an argument that Shreveport and what happened here in the Municipal Auditorium was the foundation of rock and roll.
Estelle Brown was in attendance for the celebration. Brown was once a backup singer for Elvis with the Sweet Inspirations. Brown had nothing but great things to say about working with the rock and roll icon.
I remember the good times that we had. I remember singing with him in Vegas and on the road and wherever. It was just great. It's just great. It's a good feeling when you have memories, good memories of somebody. You know, Elvis was one of a kind. You know, and I always say Elvis was an angel. Whether we know it or not, he was an angel that was sent here to bring all of us together.
In the Elvis Presley News Report of July, I informed you about the limited edition of 925 Triumph motorcycles that are produced in association with Elvis Presley. This Bonneville T120 is based on the model of which 9 were ordered by Elvis one evening in 1965. Here is a photo of a gold 1964 Triumph T120 that is similar to what Elvis and his Memphis Mafia would have ridden back in the day. This month I received photos from German Elvis fan Roger Brocke, who got his Elvis Presley limited edition Triumph delivered. Of the 925 pieces, Roger got number 511. With the motorbike, he was also given a gold-colored record of Elvis Gold Records Volume 2. All of these motorbikes feature a recreation of Elvis's signature on the tank and the side panels. The area code of Roger's license plate is WIT, and the other numbers and letters are a tribute to the king of rock and roll. What a beautiful motorbike you have, Roger. Thanks for sharing your photos with me, and I wish you many safe trips. That was the news for this time. Check back next month if you want to keep up with all the latest Elvis news. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy, you have a happy, have a happy.
Did I hear someone say something about Elvis?